All right, continuing with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, Chapter Florida Administration Code, Chapter 62730. All right, 62730-200, introduction, scope of the procedure for the decision making that provides for the, this part provides for the requirements of the procedure for the issuance, approval, the denial, renewal, the modification, the revocation of any of the research, development, demonstrated permit, the temporary operational permit, the construction permit, post-permit, the corrective action permit, the emergency permit, the clean closure permit, the remedial action plan, the variancy closure, if equivalence determination, authorization required for the law of the determinant with the hazardous waste facility, the provision in Chapter 624 for the Florida Administration should allow all the permitting of the hazardous waste facility, but only with the extent with the Chapter 624 with the Florida Administration to consider this part. The Department will follow the procedure set forth in the section of the Title 42 of Part 124 revised on July 1st, 2008, 124.3A, 124.5A, C, and D, and exempt for the optional amendment to 124.5C1 for the Federal Register dated September 8, 2005, Title 70 Federal Register 53419, 124.6A, D, E, and except for the D42 through 5, and 124.8. A and B except for the B3 and B8 the 124.10 except A through A11 X and D2 A1 and A14 through A3. 124.10B with 124.10C except for the C1 4 through 8 and 124.10D with except for the D1 through the 7 through the 9 and the D2 for 124.11, 124.12A, 124.17 except for the B, 124.31 except for the two sentences, 124.31A with include with the phrases over the Environmental Protection Agency how its permanent issuance authority shall optional amendment to 124.31A, B, and C with the Federal Register dated September 8, 2005, 70 Federal Register 53419 to 124.320. 32 exemption for the two sentences 124.32, which include the phrase over which the Environmental Protection Agency permit the issuance authority optional amendment 124.32A with the Federal Register dated with September 8, 2005, Title 70 Federal Registry 53419. Alright, and 124.33, except for the exemption for the 124.33A, where hereby adopt the reference for optional amendment exemption for the section large, in which in effect of the September 8, 2005 remains in effect section 124.31, 124.33, 124.33, 32.33 apply with the application seeking for the construction operation permits for the hazardous waste management unit, whatever the permit required pursuant to the chapter, whether our rule of the department require another type of the permit, the department will make an effort, every effort to consolidate, review the issuance, reissuing the department's permits. Permits may be issued denied one or more hazardous waste management unit facility, which is without and simultaneously issuing the denying the permit of the hazardous waste management unit facility. The permit stated for any of the unit with which permit that has not been listed, issued, denied, or not affected, and it is in the issuance of denial of the permit of any other unit to the unit facility. Alright, 62730.210. Definitions described in Rule 62730.020 shall apply. Florida Administration shall apply with this part. In addition, for the use of this part, the authorization means the permit, certification, consent with the designation, approval of the variance for registration, license agreement, and order, including consent order, the enforcement, documentation, other determination required by law or the department prior to some of the proposed actions to be obtained with some relief. B. Clean closure determination means the determination by the department of all the waste and waste residue, all the contaminated system, component structures, equipment, and all soil, sediment, groundwater, surface water contaminated say have been removed and contaminated to the extent necessary to protect the human health and environment. The application of the clean closure determination without the control that must be continued to demonstrate with that meet cleanup target levels of risk management open with level 1 pursuant to subsection 62780 680 1 of the Florida Administration Code. The term no further action refers to on site only to sites with receipt of the clean closure determination without the control of the application. Clean closure determination control means must demonstrate that the meaning of cleanup target levels for the risk management option level 2 and 3 pursuant to subsection 62780 682 and 3 of the Florida Administration Code. That no further action with the control refers to site with the receipt of the clean closure determination which control sites are used for the paragraphs of meetings of the solid waste management system or SWMUs. Regulated by the Hazardous Waste Management Unit of the area of the concern, AOCs. Clean closure plan means that enforceable documentation is designed to achieve the clean closure determination with or without the controls. Closure means the consensation of the operation for the hazardous waste facility unit with the act of securing with such facility unit pursuant to the requirements of Rule 6273180 of the Florida Administration Code so that it will pose no significant threat to human health or environment. To either contaminated site means for the continuous land, sediment, surface water for the groundwater area that contains contamination may be harmful to human health or the environment. The term includes the relief of the contamination of the solid waste management units, regulated units, areas of concern, and pursuant to Title 40 CFR 264-110 and Title 40 CFR 265-110C, the operation of hazardous waste management facility condition with the remedy for the activities incorporated with the operating permit at facilities that have once been permitted to operate with the close hazardous waste disposal unit with the corrective action only permit is not available to the use you close or control unless the department has again accepted the certification completion post closure with all such hazardous waste disposal of the unit facility. G. Enforceable document means a written action of the department of which subject the provision of section 12069 Florida State Law 8 no deficiency or NOD. That means that the certified letter of the department is due to application with the permit with any authorization indicating the terms, items in which they cannot be completed and in which adequate and original application subsequent submittal with requesting of the submission of the required information. Alright, the phrase owner of the operator includes the permitter and the respondent subject to the department order. J. The Part 1 means the section of the permit application submitted with the Department of Environmental Protection form adopted in paragraph 62-732-22A Florida Administration Codes. Okay, Part 2 means all the other sections permitted applications submitted with the demonstrated compliance in Title 40 CFR Part 26, Title 40 CFR Part 264 permit means the title of legal authorization granted with the Department to engage in any conduct, construction, operation, remedial activities at hazardous waste facility for the specified period of time. M means post-closure permit means that the hazardous waste facility and permit is issued pursuant to the paragraph provisions of Title 40 CFR Part 271C and 40 Title 40 CFR 272-28D 270-28. And remedial activities means activities required for the undertaking and identify the contamination, reduce the concentration of contamination, meet the clean up the target level of the contaminant, includes the closure of outlined in Title 40 CFR 264-111, 264-111.5 as adopted in Section 267-31-81 and Title 40 CFR 265-111, 265-111.5 adopted in Section 62-730-182 and Florida Administration Code with respect to closing hazardous waste treatment, the storage and disposal unit post-closure care outlined in Title 40 CFR 264-111.7 and 264-120 adopting subsection 62-730-181 and Florida Administration Codes Title 40 CFR 265-111 11.7 and 265-120 adopted in the subsection 62-730-182 with respect to closed hazardous waste treatment, storage, disposal unit with corrective action as required in Title 40 CFR Part 264 is adopted in subsection 62-730-181. Florida Administration Code for the release of any solid waste management and hazardous waste facility. The term remedial activity with respect to solid and hazardous waste management on units corresponding to the site rehabilitation used in Chapter 62-780 Florida Administration Code defined in subsection 62-780 240 Florida Administration Codes. Alright, Subpart H, Remedial Action Plan, or Subpart H, RAP, means the special form of the hazardous waste authorization promulgated with the Title 40 CFR Part 270. The Subpart H is adopted with the subsection 673221 and to approve the treatment, storage, disposal, hazardous remediation as waste in the Title 40 CFR 26010 with adopted the reference section, subsection 62730-21 Florida Administration Codes. Temporary operating permit, or TOP, means legal authorization limited to maximum 3 years granted on the Department of Operation of Hazardous Waste Facility in accordance with subsection with Section 403-722 Florida State Statutes. Alright, 62-732-20, application permits and other authorizations. The Department adopted the reference following the section with the Title 40 CFR Part 270 revised in July 1st, 2008, 271, except for the Project XL Site Specification 271, C29 and 272, with except for the optional amendment of the definition permit with the standardized permit with the Federal Register dated in September 8, 2005, Title 70 Federal Register 534. 273-274, including the correction of Federal Register dated March 18, 2010, Title 75 Federal Register 12989, Florida Rules Gateway Reference Number 00590, 276-27010, except for the optional amendment to 27010A and H, Federal Register dated September 8, 2005, Title 70 Federal Register 53419, 27011, 27012, 27028, 27030, 27031, 27032B2, 27033, 27051, except for the optional amendment to 27051 in the Federal Register the day of September 8, 2005, 70 Federal Register 53419, 27061, 27062, 27065, 27066, 27068, 27072, 2779 through 270 279, 270, 230, 27, and 270, 235. For optional amendments expected in section language effective September 8, 2005, remains in effect. Alright, 2A, application for the hazardous waste permit shall be, so use the following forms which are hereby adopted and incorporated with the reference and shall comply with subsection 7 of this section of the forms obtained by the Internet of the Department of State, Florida, U.S. Waste Quick Top of the forms, page 62, some of their even containing with the hazardous waste regulation section, MS 4560 with the Division Waste Management Department of Environmental Protection, 2600 Blairstone Road, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399, 2400, application for the hazardous waste permit, Part 1, General Form 62, 730, 2A, effective April 23, 2013, information regarding potential release solid waste management form units form 62 730 902C effective April 23, 2013. Application for hazardous waste facility permit certification 62 730 902D effective April 23, 2013. Those can all be found in Florida Rules Gateway Reference. The Department shall open the request application combining the application for all the required hazardous permits for the hazardous waste facility is into the used issued permit. This fee combined application shall be the highest for the applicable fees. Operation under the combining construction operational permit that should not begin with until the facility is fully compliant with Title 40 CFR Part 264 standards. All applications of the hazardous waste authorization, including permit, shall supply with the number of the copy of the application supporting the documents requested by the Department. All copies shall contain the original signature seal in all instances with the signature certification is required, except for the otherwise instructed in this rule. The application shall be sent with review of the determination of hazardous waste regulation section MS 4560 of the Division Waste Management, the Department of Environmental Protection, 2600 Blairstone Road, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399, 2400. For all application hazardous waste authorization shall indicate all the other federal and state laws that may apply to actively with the authorization request. 5. Title 40 CFR 261.5 F33, Title 40 CFR 261.5 G33, adopted the subsection 62 730 031, provided with the waste generated with the conditional exempt special small quantity generators. Waste must be delivered with the certain specified facility authorized for the management of the hazardous waste by the state hazardous waste management provided with the, under the Part 271 of the chapter of Florida is in such state that the Department authorization to manage the conditional exempt and small quality generated waste shall include the facility specified operating conditions, including the location of the general responsibility amount of the type of the waste type and limits regarding whether it is appropriate to request the generated staff of the authorization personnel. Within 60 days of the receipt application of hazardous waste, the facility authorization department shall examine the application, notify the application apparent of the areas of omission, request additional information through the notice for the deficiency. The application should respond to the department with the time limit set forth in the notice of the deficiency. Within 30 days of the receipt of the notice of the deficiency, the time limit is set forth for the notice of the deficiency is forth in the notice of the deficiency. Failure to provide the complete adequate response to the notice of the deficiency is with respect to the application has waste authorization with the time is in violation of the rule. 7. Application for the hazardous waste permit shall include the Part 2 of the permit application for all the following information is applicable in addition with the required section of Title 40C of Part 270 adopted in subsection 1. The owners and the operative facilities of the store, the proposed store containers hazardous waste shall include the complete description procedure used to comply with Title 40 CFR 264, 171, 264, 172, 264, 173. Operators and owners and operators facilities who for the purpose of the tank system of the stores treating hazardous waste shall include the copy of the complete plan describing the response to the tank to the leaks and spill of the disposition leaking unit unfit for use of the tank system required in Title 40 CFR 264, 196. For the tank that does not meet the containment requirements of Title 40 CFR 264, 193, the application shall include the complete description of the leak test for the other approved method to be used to comply with Title 40 264, 193, 1, 2, and 3. RC owners and facilities that treat the disposal of the hazardous waste and leave the land treated with the unused but the proposed the use of the land for the treatment shall include the complete description and saturated done with the monitoring of the program to comply with Title 40 CFR 264, 278 with the complete statement of the house the record keeping the requirements of Title 40 CFR 264, 279 shall meet. Owners and operators of facilities that dispose the proposed the disposal of the hazardous waste and landfills shall include the complete description of how the surveying of the record keeping the requirements of Title 42, 60, 4309 will be met. The owners and operators of facilities incinerate the proposed and incinerated hazardous waste shall include the certification result of the monitoring temperature of the waste, the feed rate, carbon monoxide appropriate indicated with the combination of the gas facility. The verification shall include the same of the brush of the accuracy of the measurement of the previously conducted trial burn. After the owners and operators facility that treat and store disposal hazard waste and miscellaneous use for the purpose for the use of the miscellaneous should include the complete explanation of how the responsibility requirements of Title 40 CFR 264.17 will be met with the ignitable, reactivable, and compatible waste to be placed in miscellaneous units. Owners and operators of hazardous waste streamage stores for the disposal facilities intended to operate the transfer facilities. Facilities shall submit the information demonstrated complying with the Rule 62, 730, 171 Florida Administration Code. As part of the hazardous waste facility, the permit application is described in Rule 62, 730, 220. All application authorizations certified by the facility owner, facility operator, or real property owner with the determination of the proper person with the sign of the application for the owner and the operator with the real property owner shall be made with the accordance with the provision Title 2040 with its CO 27011. All application plans, specifications, certification, construction, completion reports, other related documents shall be certified by the professional engineer registered in the state of Florida, except as provided in subsection 624053 Florida Administration Code. All application plans, specifications, supporting documents, any of the other part thereof which involve the practice of professional geology defined in Chapter 492 of the Florida State Statutes is certified with the professional geology license in the state of Florida. All application that has to waste authorization or other permits shall include the information required for the parts of the Form 62, 739. 902A and C and D, adopted the paragraph 62, 732, 22A of the Florida Administration Code. All application hazardous waste authorizations include the Part 2 permit application submitted with the same format instruction provided with the department. For example, the closure plan shall meet Part 2K for the application provided with the header with the provision number of the day of the page number on each of the application. Application of the revised page of the application shall include index page that indicates all the items that are being certified by the professional engineer. Alright, 62, 732, 25, requirements of remedial activity. Right, risk-based corrective action and authorization, section 376-30701, Florida State Law. Clean up target levels, CTLs, the rules promulgated with the here on there under the chapter 62777, 62780, and shall apply with remedial action that has to waste facility following the clarification where the provision of the chapter 62780 that conflicts the specific applicable requirements of Title 40 CFR Part 264 and Part 265 the CFR provisions controls. B. Remedial action are subject to the public notice requirements of the Rule 62, 732, 292 with the Florida Administration Code. The final assurance requirements of Rule 62, 732, 26 within 60 days of the completion of remedial action. The owner and operator should submit the Department of Certification remedial action whether performed in accordance with the specification and approval of the remedial action plans. In addition with the professional certification required with the rule promulgated with the rule pursuant to Rules 376, 30701. Certification shall be signed by the owner and operator with a hazardous waste facility certification completion, closure, post-closure, care of the regulated resources, source of surface impoundment, waste pile lead treatment, the unit and lead for landfill should be signed with registered mail. 2. One of the electric copy of the field laboratory data in field delimited image format shall be limited to the department in accordance with the requirements of the permit of the other authorization. Alright, 62, 732, 26, financial assurance remedial activities. 1. Unless otherwise expected of the corrective action, financial assurance is a requirement pursuant to state and federal law that the following person shall establish and maintain financial assurance for the remedy activities using appropriate forms adopted in subsection 62, 731.86. An owner and operator who is required to establish corrective action under the active program under Title 40 CFR Part 260-100 and 264-101 adopted the subsection 260-731.81. An owner operator who undertakes the remedial activity pursuant to the operating permit with the post-closure permit, corrective action permit of cleanup closure plan. An owner operator described in subsection 1 of the section shall provide the detailed written cost for the estimate of the undiscounted current dollar. The cost estimate shall include all projected remedial activities. All minimum of the cost estimate shall equal the estimated cost of completing the such remedial activities according to the scheduled methods outlined in the plan and remedial actions activities. 3. The cost estimate remedial action activities shall itemize the separate cost for each of the year, itemize the sum of the separate costs for each year, and indicate the sum of all the costs for remedial activities be based on the cost of the owner-operator hiring third party to perform remedial action facility according to the methods specified and approved of remedial activities. The third party is part their nearby parent nor subsidiary owner or operator. 4. The cost estimate remedial activities shall not incorporate any salvage value with the beginning with the sale of the hazardous waste facility structure, facility structure and equipment, land or other facilities attached at the time of the partial financial closure. Incorporate zero cost for the hazardous waste that may be economic value. The owner and operator facility required to undertake the remedial activities shall choose the operation options described in Title 40 CFR 264-143 as adopted in Section 260 U 730-181 to provide with financial assurance remedial activities comply with the requirements requirements of Title 40 CFR 264-143, submit the appropriate forms adopted with the subsection 62-730-186. For the administration, photocopy the department supplied forms. Acceptable retype forms and not acceptable will be returned. Alright, C. Provided with the financial assurance within 30 days, notification department the cost estimate with approved, cost estimate approved. The owner and operator shall adjust the cost estimate of remedial activities, including the cost estimate each for the year of the remedial activity of the inflation of the 60 days prior to the anniversary date of the estimated financial instrument. Therefore, the owners and the operators to use the financial test, the corporate guarantee of the cost estimate of remedial activity shall be updated with the inflation by the submission of the updated information specified in Title 40 CFR 264-143 F3 as adopted in subsection 62-730-181. Florida Administration Code. The owner and operator shall provide the cost estimate of remedial action no later than 30 days if the department approves the request to modify the specified remedial action to change the increase of the cost. The expected duration of remedial activities provision shall reflect any of the change of the total number of the years required to perform the remedial activities. Any change in the estimated cost for each of the year of the remedial activity, the owner or operator shall adjust the revised cost for the inflation specified in subsection 6. Alright, any owner or operator maintaining, obtaining financial assurance variance is complete the adequate showing by the owner of the operator the unique the obtaining the provided financial assurance showing the shall include annual documentation efforts to obtain the provided financial assurance, the copy of the most recent and federal or tax return filed by the owner and operator the audited financial statement, the prepared accruals based in accordance with the general accepted accounting principles. The financial statement shall consider the balancing sheet with the statement, income statement of cash flow, the statement retained in earnings, but also provided applicable to the need provided in the financial statement. 62-732-31 newly regulated facilities. 262-732-40 operational permits. No person shall begin with the operation of the hazardous waste facility without applying for the receiving operation permit. The department the application for the operation permit shall be made with the Department of Environmental Protection Form 62-730-902A and C and D and adopted in paragraph 62-730-222A2. 2A. The period of the operation includes the closure period. No later than 100 days before the date of opening with the operator expected to begin the closure of the facility. The owner or operator shall apply the modification of the operation permit necessary to detail the supplement and amend with the revised update with the complete and improved closure plan. Within 60 days of the complete closure of the owner or the operator of the hazardous waste facility shall submit the department certification of the facility that has been closed in accordance with the specification of the closure plan. The certification shall be signed by both the owner and operator of the hazardous waste facility independent registered professional engineer. In the event of the owner and operator with the permitted hazardous waste management unit they able to clean and close and with a unit without control for the time limits allowed by the operational permit, the post-closure care of the corrective action and requirements shall apply with the unit which will be called the post-closure unit if the operation permit authorizes the operation of the hazardous waste management. Therefore, other than post-closure unit, the owner and operator shall apply with the modification renewal of the operation permit that include the post-closure corrective action conditions that can be applicable to post-closure units if only the units authorized by the operating permit or post-closure unit and the units have been clean closed without controls in addition with the post-closure unit. The owner and the operator must be obtained with the post-closure corrective action permit of the department of the facility which closing in Title 40 CFR Part 264 standards adopted the Section 62-730-181 which for administration codes which have then required to meet the performance standard of the new landfills which shall not be required to meet the double liner and latch of the collection requirements of Title 40 CFR Part 264 subpart N closure. Hazardous waste facilities that are issued operation permits shall comply with the Title 40 CFR Part 264 standards as adopted in subsection 62-730-181, except for the hazardous waste management unit which is no Title 40 CFR Part 264 standard have not been adapted with the title, which case the Title 40 CFR Part 265 standards adopted in subsection 62-730-182 shall apply. Operation permits shall be issued for up to 5 years, and renewable operation permits shall not be issued less than 5 years. Alright, 62-730-250, construction permits. No person shall begin with the construction modification if any of the units hazardous waste facility shall apply with the fourth. Receiving the construction permit of the department application for the construction permit shall be made with the Department of Environmental Protection adopted in paragraph 62-732-22A of the Florida Administration. The construction permit for an incinerator allows the period of the time necessary for the trial burns with air pursuant to Title 40 CFR Part 264 subpart O adopted in subsection 62-730-181. The owner and operator of such incinerator shall submit the complete application application for the operation permit within 90 days after the trial burn, within 100 days before the expiration of the construction permit, whichever the date is assumed, but after the completion of the successful trial burn, an owner and operator of the incinerator may operate under the certain permit within final age if it is taken from the operating permit to provide the facility is compliant with the Title 40 CFR Part 264 statement of the conditions of construction permit. An owner and operative facility other than an incinerator may operate with the construction permit until final agency action. The taking of the operation permit with the long facility compliant with the Title 40 Part 264 standards meet the timely application for the operation permit. For the purpose of this rule, the time application shall mean the completion of the application for the operation permit that is at least 180 days prior to the expiration of the construction permit, within 90 days of the completion of the construction, whichever that comes first. Notwithstanding subsection 1 of the section, no permit is required for the end of the section in order to construct the facility, and such facility is constructed pursuant to the approval of the Department or the Environmental Protection Agency under the appropriate regulatory programs for the incinerator polychloride biethanols. Any person owning or operating such a facility may at any time after the construction or operation has begun file a complete operation permit application incinerating hazardous waste at the facility. Alright, 5. No major modification facilities which include the construction and expansion of the hazardous waste management unit shall undertake with the application for which the receipt construction app permit the modification will not, which should not require the construction permit to make the requirement permit modification rule 62.732.90 for administration code. No construction permit shall be required for the changes made with the solely purpose of complying with the requirements Title 40 CFR 265.193 adopted in subsection 62.730.182 Florida administration copies code. No person operating with a hazardous waste transfer to the facility may alert operations of the modified facility so that it becomes the hazardous waste treatment storage disposal facility with the first obtaining the hazardous waste construction permit. Alright, 62.730.260 permit the remedial action. Except for the authorized department of the pursuant with the chapter, but no person shall conduct the remedial activities defined with the rule 62.730.210 for the administration codes. A hazardous waste which shall, without applying for the receipt of the hazardous waste permit included the condition for the remedial action shall permit, including the operation permits, post-closure permits, corrective action permits, where the applicable corrective action conditions shall incorporate within to the post-closure operating permit. The owner and operator shall apply with the post-closure corrective action permit of the Department of Environmental Protection forms adopted in paragraph 62.730.222A 2A Florida Administration Code either at the time specified with the permit issued with the chapter within 90 days of the receipt notification of the Department of the Post-Closure Corrective Action permit required the owner of the operator shall pay applicable to the pursuant to Rule 62.732.93 of the Florida Administration Codes until the remedial activities it's complete. The owner and operator shall apply with the renewal of the post-closure corrective action permit with at least 180 days prior to the expiration through the remedial action period. 5. The term of the post-closure permit, the corrective action permit shall be 10 years. The post-closure plans have the proof of the department as another application. The application of the post-closure permit shall include a copy of the approved post-closure plan with the application. The application to either A. attach the certification stating that no changes have been made in the plans. B. Provide with the amendment of showing the changes which may have been made and proposed to be made with the plan. 7. With the dates of the completion established pursuant post-closure care of each of the hazardous waste until the owner and the operator of the hazardous waste facility shall be submitted to the department with the registered mail certification of post-closure care of each of the hazardous waste until the unit performed in accordance with the specification approved with the post-closure plan. Certification shall be signed with the owner and the operator of the hazardous waste facility and independent registered professional engineer. 8. A hazardous waste facility that closes the waste in place with the most record of deeds notice pursuant to Title 40 CFR 264.1-19, Title 40 CFR 265.119 in accordance with the state law of the Florida requirement must be fulfilled in the following. A restrictive covenant that runs with the land for government-owned facility that are transferred or other with the government ownership, property management, and land of the use and control, remedial design, corrective measurement, implementation plan for the effective control risk. Alright, 62.730.265 cleaning closure plan, unpermitted facilities and subpart H remedial action plans. The owner of the operator's unpermitted hazardous waste facility subject to the permitting requirements Title 40 CFR Part 264 and 270 or 270 may perform the remedial action in accordance with the provision of the chapter obtained with the alternating enforceable document that meets the requirements of Title 40 CFR 265.121 adopted in Section 62.730.182 for the Florida Administration Code, but the cleaning and closure plan requirements except the provided in Title 40 CFR 264.1G8 with the adopted subsection 62 62, 730, 181, Florida Administration Code. No person shall conduct remedial activities without unpermitted with the hazardous waste facility without applying for the receipt of the hazardous waste permit, with complying with the clean closure plan issued by the department and order issued by the Environmental Protection Unit pursuant to the statute 3008H for the RCRA Title 42 U.S. Senate Code 692AH. Owner and operator without unpermitted hazardous waste facility subject to the permitting requirements of Title 40 CFR Part 264 as adopted in subsection 62, 730, 181, or for Title 40 CFR Part 270 adopted in subsection 62, 730, 221. Florida Administration can comply with the provision of remedial activities of 62, 730, 225 with the financial assurance provision 62, 730, 226. Public notice requirements 62, 730, 292. Owners operatives remediation site with hazard reduction remediation waste defined in Title 40 CFR 260 and is adopted in subsection 62, 732, 021. Generator must apply with approval of subpart of the H wrap in accordance with the requirements of procedure for the Title 40 CFR Part 270 subpart H and adopted in subsection 62, 732, 220. 1. In order to treat the store and dispose of the hazard remediation waste, all applications subpart H wrap shall be sent with the appropriate department project manager. 4. The department periodically prepares the update summary of the options of management of the environmental media of the soil, sediment, groundwater, surface water, containing the hazard waste summary with update with time to time reference to the informal purpose of the use of the summary, but not mandatory copy to be obtained with containing the hazard waste regulation section MS 4560 the Division of Waste Management Department of Environmental Protection 2600 Blairstone Road, Tallahassee 3, Florida 32399 2400, locating publication management control contaminated media under the RCR and Department of State Florida Waste category hazardous age publications.